What's going on, good people? We haven't done this in a hot minute. My guy Jay Ham on the other side, man. We
I
live in
guess
the kitchen.
I guess we can let them know that we live in the
Going on?
kitchen today. Unusual, yeah, but for usual circumstances, we talk hoops. That's what we do.
That's
So
what we
we
do.
got some. If we got something we want to chop a bit on, we gonna chop the bit on that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
we had another great episode last night.
Right, right.
Our point guard, Big Shot Ron, he challenged us. He said, "Yo, let's come up with the five best backcourts in the game right now." Through the conversation, as we expounded upon backcourts, we saw that it was almost a greater benefit to talk about perimeter players as well. Not just the
Right,
backcourts, not just the point guard, the shooting guard, but the guys that's playing around the horn, on the wing, the perimeter, the top, the wings, who putting the ball on the deck, who putting it in the air, letting it ride from
right.
25 feet, all that good stuff. Changes a whole that created a whole different conversation.
It changed the whole dynamic of the game,
Whole dynamic.
especially
Now, if y'all want to see what we did last night, that link is up. It's on this channel right here on the 94 Feet of Life channel on YouTube. We back rocking on this one. We still
right.
got the same channel rocking. We gonna put content over there. We just branching it out, and everybody get their wings, and we all gonna fly. Y'all check out that five from last night. But me and Trav, we're gonna spin it a different way this morning.
We're not gonna name them, but we just gonna put some. We're gonna put a little sprinkle into it because you know what? We're gonna do that show and we're gonna name them, but we're gonna need y'all participation also.
Absolutely.
Because our plan to do this, we're going to have 16 teams. It's going to be like the Sweet 16, 8 on one side, 8 on another. So
And what
we'll
we're
go into
basically
more
doing,
detail. We'll go into more detail about that.
mhm,
But we're going to need y'all participation, especially in the group of 94 Feet of Life. If you're not in, it's easy. It's open. Just hit add. We got you. We're going to spread this through our pages. Most of our pages are open. Myron Jenkins, you got Big Shot Run, you got myself, you got Jay Ham. All us is we're available if you need it. So we're going to put the content out there for you all's help, and we're going to use it for our display.
so let's kick it off on them, man.
Man, talk to him, man. I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, the general gist of what we came up with after the show, we really came up with it during the show, but we kind of put the final details of it after the show. Y'all like NBA Jam, right? The video game, NBA
Yeah.
Jam, 2-on-2. He's on fire, what I'm saying, all that good stuff. We gonna basically create a live action NBA Jam bracket, the best 16 pairs in the NBA today. We're gonna determine the 16 that we wrote it with. We're gonna put it in bracket form, and we're gonna make this thing interactive and have the people vote on it. You vote on who advances, you vote for matchup, and we'll get to that eventual championship matchup, and we'll probably make a show out of that too. We like making shows, y'all. We like creating content. That's what we do.
It's content for the people by the people.
Content for the people by the people. That's been our slogan for as long as we've been rolling, since we were doing podcasts on audio.
Hey man. Yes, sir.
But just going into this, it's like as we were discussing last night, if we break this thing down, not just to the well, if we break it down in twos, that's gonna be tough. Because for some teams, we gotta decide which two we gonna go with. The Grizzlies, for instance, my home city. Are we gonna go with John Desmond Bain, or are we gonna go with John Jaron Jackson Jr.? Or we can institute the fabulous Freebird rule and let three let three be a part of it, and you can go with any combination of the two to represent,
Mhm.
what I'm saying, the squad in the ways that you see fit. But then you got people like Miami. You got people like Atlanta. You got New Orleans who throws an entirely, completely different monkey wrench into this whole thing.
Them folks got 8 dynamics.
Because with New Orleans, you got a dude that's 6'10" that can truly be listed as a shooting guard. He might be listed as a small forward, but he playing on the wing. He's operating and functioning on the wing as a perimeter player slash guard. You have the same dynamic in Brooklyn,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you have all of the parts in Brooklyn there in their right mind and
Right minds,
available
right.
and not on a board suspension from school to play. Shout out to Kyrie. Stand on what you're standing on.
Brooklyn. Not
Brooklyn,
Brooklyn, not Brooklyn. Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
That's the monkey wrench of all
That's
monkey
not fair.
wrenches.
That's almost really borderline unfair because you got Drew Holiday, who's an all-star guard. You got Chris Middleton, who's a multiple-time all-star. You got Giannis, who has no real position. Changes the whole. I'm hard pressed just thinking about this. Like, who gonna beat Milwaukee in this?
Them and New Orleans
Them in New Orleans. Who gonna beat
have
them?
that same intriguing and Brooklyn. That's
And
why we're
Brooklyn,
putting
right?
them there. There's only one other team that I see that could fit in there, and we haven't named them yet. And that's them guys in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
They have the
And,
same dynamic.
and despite how Trav may feel about it, Jason Tatum, well, he ain't listed at 6'10" this year, Trav. I think they got him at 6'8".
Wow.
I think they got him at
Wow. I wonder who said that. I wonder who said that. I wonder who said that. I got butchered. I got crucified for this. But hey, man, I mean,
Hey, but his game 6'10". I mean, if he's 6'8",
dude,
he as
he a
long as
hooper,
he
man.
is, he can get to whatever spot he want to get to on the floor. He just poised in Memphis the other night for 39. So I know what it is.
Did you see the whole thing? What him and Job was talking about the free throw line? Everybody told that man, I gotta put Deuce to sleep, man.
But see, that even with those two, you got even a little. They different positions, but you have an interesting rivalry in that they're considered two of the best under 25-year-old players in this league. When they
Right.
did the poll in the offseason, Ja was number one, Tatum was number two. And this is Tatum coming off the NBA Finals and got better each year
Mm-hmm.
as a player. And Ja's done the same thing, just for 2 less years. He's got better each year. You know, but that just think about the state of that, where we talking about a lot of dudes on this list that's gonna be under 25 years old in this league today.
And what's so scary about that when we do this bracket, they have to see each other, and three of them got to go.
3 of them got to go. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I take that back. 3 of them is in one bracket. It all depends on how we do it. If we scramble, if we pick out a hat, we don't know if 2 be on one side, 3 or whatever. But if you look at it conference-wise, 3 of those are on one side.
If we make it right, if we eliminate, if we decide that we're not gonna make it about conference and we just take 16, okay, that's something different. But right now we're looking at East West.
East West.
Just rolling with it like that, you know. But just that alone, it's like, yo, these conversations are fun to have, but they're gonna run ad nauseum. We're gonna run into a whole lot of like just dead ends because it's like, where else will you go from there? Where it's like when you get to a potential Milwaukee New Orleans matchup. How you go with that? How do you break that one down in terms of how you vote?
We got a special guest out here. We got folks just got done paying a rent worldwide. What's going on with it, man?
What's going on, fellas? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you loud and clear.
Good. No, man, just left the lab. We had just had one of our teams was playing, so I went to go show love over at the academy. But yeah, man, what we got on today's docket?
We just talking about we're kind of leaving off of what we was discussing about the perimeter because we talking about how that's gonna go.
Right.
So we're not gonna get into too much detail, but we just touched on Boston, we touched on New Orleans, we touched on Brooklyn, we touched on Milwaukee.
Yeah, you know what? When we get to talk about that perimeter, it's gonna be a lot of chairs thrown. It's going to be a lot of it's gonna be a TLC match. I feel when when we get to talk about that perimeter, it may be some alliances that may not align anymore. Because we get to talking about that perimeter. Because I look at it this way, we know that a lot of the perimeter, the teams with the great perimeter are like not there. But if we talk from a talent perspective, I think it can get real interesting.
Oh yeah,
those waters can get very murky.
Yes, and this thing about it, we talk from a talent perspective. And along with some production, you gotta, I'm always say Chicago. I'm not being a homer, but I mean Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan are just as good on the perimeter as anybody.
Oh yes.
Y'all got even if y'all bench up that way, y'all got a lot of good solid cats coming out.
Even with Lonzo, even
I was just about to say that.
We got the young fella from the crib, Ayo Dosumu.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we kind of got a lot of good things in Chicago on that perimeter. Even with Caruso coming in and adding value.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Cleveland is self-explanatory, but I think Cleveland is more front court. I think they have front court, but we're not talking about it that much. But they front court can play on the perimeter, and it just Cleveland got a lot of good things. Cleveland
got a balanced breakfast.
I think this might sound crazy, and I don't care. Y'all know I don't. I think Cleveland might be better off now than when they had LeBron, because I think they have a chance for longevity and sustained success.
Did you see the post that I put in '94 in regards to Kevin Love? And the way that's being perceived is like, this not about Kevin Love's production in year 16, dog. This is about him being a professional.
He's happy. He's happy. Ain't no weight on his shoulder.
Weight off his shoulders. This is a dude that battled anxiety and depression and announced it publicly. He went through a lot in the price of being a part of winning the championship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He went through a lot with that, and he ultimately ended up being proven to be a big contributor. I don't know who dude was that was on my post, but he said that Kevin Love was in concussion protocol when they won the championship. I said, for real? So who was that dude that got the stop on Steph late in the game? Kevin Love. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm gonna say this, and I normally don't do this, but I'm just feeling different today.
Mm.
In regards, rest in peace, Uncle Roger Mayweather. Most people don't know shit about basketball.
There you go. Because that's what I'm looking at. I'm
sincere in that statement.
Oh, you think we don't know?
I just gotta let the public know. I'm sincere in that statement. I mean it.
But it's like Kevin Love is part of why they have the stability that they have right now.
Mm-hmm.
You
need that vet. You need that vet.
Shout out to J.B. Bickerstaff.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I hate he didn't get a real chance here to do it, but I'm glad he got one elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because JB been ready for a long time, man.
I am so happy for him. So happy for him. I am just like he deserves, and I'm a firm believer in you deserve what you work for, and he's definitely worked for it. So he deserves everything, and he deserves to have a good. I'm glad they're a good team. He deserves to have a good team.
That's what I'm saying. And he came in when that thing wasn't it wasn't good like that. You know what I'm saying? But they drafted him some hitters. They've done well in the draft. Kobe Altman is still the GM, right?
Yeah, shout out to Kobe.
Shout out to Kobe, man. You know what I'm saying? He done well. It take time sometimes to recover from stuff like that though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when your whole franchise is pretty much
Move, go away.
Away, you know.
Still don't rock with Dan Gilbert though. So
No. I'm just happy he ain't got to send that kid to the draft lottery no more. That kid started driving. Well, he started out going, he was in preschool, looked up, he had a driver's license. Little while. Kid that drove to Secaucus just to get to see what pick he gonna get.
Wow.
I definitely I'm gonna reserve my comments on that one. So.
But this whole thing though, as far as the perimeter, it's going to be wild. It's going to be wild, and I see a lot of people. They sit up there and they're like, we agree on everything. We agree on this. We agree on that. We really don't. We really don't. We just draw to a conclusion. We understand. We understand the understanding of everything. Like, I don't have to agree, but I understand his standpoint. If I can understand that person's stance on there, I can make it reasonable to be like, okay, I understand. I still may not agree.
For me, you fellas make it hard to make hard line stances because I can see the versatility in what everybody's saying. It all can make sense. Sometimes it may apply better over here than it would over here.
Right.
Just the nature of the beast. But it's like, ain't nobody saying nothing outlandish or wrong.
Right.
We all got the general right idea, probably just a different method in how we go, how we would like to see it applied.
Correct.
Correct.
So these lists, like these 16 teams that we're gonna come up with, it's gonna be wow.
I'm gonna give y'all a spoiler. I don't know if this is gonna be the case, but don't expect to see the Lakers on this 16.
Don't expect it.
They might be there,
but don't expect it. Don't be surprised.
And really, we want to put the Clippers on there too. I think we probably they got.
You know what? I'll spoil it for you. You're going to see the Clippers there.
Yeah, I would think they got a better shot than the Lakers.
They got a way better shot than the Lakers. Way better shot. I mean, you got Claw, PG, and John Wall.
Is it? But we just ain't seen Claw.
But we just ain't seen him like that. We seen him come off the bench.
Right. How many games has he played this year?
Well, about 4 or 5.
He played that many?
That's a rough estimate.
I remember the night when he came out the pan. Let me look this up real quick.
He probably played less than that. I'm just gonna say about 4 or 5.
Okay, he played 2.
So 2.
Yeah, he's been a 2.
I don't.
21 minutes of action.
You may not see him, but they got a better chance. They got a better chance than the Lakers.
His numbers ain't bad though for 21 minutes of action.
What he give you?
12-5 on the points, 6.5 rebounds, 2 assists.
A lot of people don't do that.
No.
A lot of people don't do that with 21 minutes.
And I'm saying this is less than half of a basketball of work, so yeah, I agree. So like you said, a lot of cats don't do that, but I see a lot of chatter about that. I saw Paul Pierce talking to KG about that.
Try calling, yeah.
And it's like, I hear y'all, but he ain't never played 82, y'all. And I'm not saying what they said is wrong, but it's like, are we bashing him for being unavailable, when availability has always been that for him. And now we in season 11.
It's
And he,
content. It's content.
yeah,
It's content.
You know,
That's what it is. It's content.
but I guess I think with it is that it's content, but it's like, is it content just to bash on this kid, or just we gotta keep it real?
You got to keep it real. There you go. End quote. End quote.
We
You
gotta
got to keep it
real.
real.
Okay,
Like,
keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line with both, it's a shame that both guys that they bodies failed them like that.
a lot
It's
of
just
people can't hit the ground and pretend they had their knee dislocated and get rolled out in a wheelchair, then come back and put in points like that. A lot of people can't do that
come back and win Finals MVP.
and win Finals MVP. A lot of people can't do that.
Shout out to the truth, man.
So I mean, come on, man. A lot of people can't do that.
Hey, but truth, they still don't love you like that. We just want you to know that.
Draymond so wrong for that one, man. Draymond so wrong for that one. I'm talking about that's like the total ISO disrespect of basketball. Like the Oracle don't get low.
I mean, it was almost like he had the house mic.
It was you, him, and the boom right there in the middle.
It's almost like he had the house mic. And
You hear me, I hear you.
Promo. Yeah.
Everybody hears us. Let's dance. And that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened, man.
That's exactly what happened.
But to jump back on, all what Last Night Show did, all what we talked about after Last Night Show, even within the show, it is a perimeter-oriented game. Y'all, I'm glad that I ain't seen this in the first 3 weeks. They'll play in the post no more. Where you gonna post up? Where you gonna establish? We got.
It's hard. It's hard to post up though. It's hard to post up when they get going like that. J-Ham, you froze up on me. Oh man. Froze up. Yeah, it's hard to post up. It's hard to post up like that though. But give him just a moment. He reconnecting. There you go.
You know what I'm saying? But once you
It's
get hard.
It's hard. It's hard to post up.
You got 16 seconds to get a quality shot, to get the shot that you want. Once you get the ball across half court and your half court set. I was looking at some numbers on that earlier too. Some of the best half court teams, offensive.
Yeah.
I had this on Twitter. God, why did I not leave this up? Basically, with Milwaukee, Boston, Memphis, Phoenix, you know what I'm saying? The squads they're pretty much been getting it done. Just the balance that they got with that, and they got everything that you need there. They got shooting. They got cats that can come off the bounce. Right. They got a cat that can play in the post, that can operate in the post when they need to go there when it's there. It's just like what Coach Ness say all the time: balanced breakfast.
Balanced breakfast, man.
Gotta have a balanced breakfast. You knock it down, 45, 40 to 50% from a clip from three. You shoot 45, 50% from the field. You hit 80 from the line. You're gonna be in that winner circle. That's just what it is. This is almost regardless of how bad you defend it, because you putting up that many points. You getting that many possessions, so you just gonna probably score 135 to 129. But 50 from 45 to 50 from the field, 40 from 50, 50% from three.
And what's crazy about that is during the regular season, you can kind of say like your offense is somewhat of your defense.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to the playoffs,
when that shit slow down,
when it slows down the tab, who is gonna make the stops when it's needed? When
that game plan goes from being a sheep to a trapper keeper.
Right.
And like JJ Redick said, you got to know everything in the trapper keeper. And everything in the trapper keeper is going to be updated from game to game.
Game to game.
The adjustments, and being a student, this is more than being a student.
Mm-hmm.
This is being a savant. When you get into the playoffs at that level, then you still got to perform. Not just know what's coming. You still got to go
You got
perform
to
it.
execute it. You got to execute. You got
Right.
to execute and put that plan into action. And it's hard. It's hard. And then you going 6 or 7 games with these folks.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, it starts off as a trapper keeper.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to game 5, 6, and 7, you should
back
know.
down. Yeah.
You should know everything.
Right.
It's all about playing ball and getting
The only
stops.
way you get a new wrinkle after like game 4 is if somebody that hadn't been there the first 4 games, get back active and inserted back into the play. And it has to be that kind of a difference maker. It's kind of like when KD messed up his Achilles. You would like to think that Toronto had to kind of readjust when they saw him come back for game 5.
You want to know somebody who will make you throw your trapper keeper away? That's Coach Popovich.
That's because he is a trapper keeper.
This fool, I done seen this man. That's 2000. When was that they played Houston and beat Houston by 30?
16. 17,
Yes.
17.
16, 17.
Yeah, it was 17, because that was the year that Russ won MVP.
Because Houston had it somewhat figured out.
Yeah.
But this man threw Kawhi away. What are you going to do? It's a good thing for Houston that your best player that you got to worry about ain't playing no more. But you got to worry about this dude. That dude.
Well, Kawhi was ready. He was in that one, though. He didn't get hurt to the Knicks series.
He got hurt. He didn't play that game. He didn't play that closeout game.
He didn't play that closeout?
No, he did not. Because Simmons was the one that was guarding. That was Simmons. Yes.
Damn.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Yes. Kawhi got hurt. He set out. That game 6, they went to Houston and beat them by 25 or 30.
Yeah,
that's when he went to the strip club.
Because also, that game 5 is the Manu block, right?
Yes.
Manu blocker from behind.
Manu blocked him.
I didn't remember Kawhi not playing the game 6.
Kawhi did not play that game.
That's what makes it even more crazy.
Exactly. So that's why I say like the trapper keeper is up there game 1. Game 2. But then you like, I still got this book, but yeah, we ain't got to worry about this. But you got somebody else coming and you got a whole dynamic that you ain't even worried about. It's like, man, this is on page 26, but you thinking it's on page 2 or 3 or 4. So you got to worry about this. And I'm like, geez. So Milwaukee is the same way. As far as their defensive principles, because their defensive principles don't change.
For a team that can create easy baskets, they defend well to allow them to.
And I'm talking about the trapper keeper that I'm talking about is more on the defensive end with Milwaukee, because Milwaukee plays somewhat of this matchup like 2-3 zone that always have Giannis coming from the weak side, because they never put him on the best player.
And I was just about to go there. That was once a knock for me on that, because I kind of felt like if you that dog like that, it was just kind of unspoken rule, if you will. Go get that cat. I always kind of like, man, why you didn't go get Kawhi in Toronto that night in game 6? Why you didn't go pick him up? Yes. But I look back at it and I look at this is a totally different team than what, well, not totally different, but it's a different personnel than what they had in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I look at them now with Bobby Portis. I look at them now with Drew Holiday. They got enough to where it's like everybody can hold their own. We ain't got to put him on the best guy.
Right.
And it's because he wasn't guarding Jason Tatum last year. No, he didn't have to. But that ain't why they lost either.
That's not
You
why
know,
they lost.
that ain't why they lost. I think they just flamed out. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Their
one of those
defensive
things.
principles never changed. Their
No, they
defensive
never
principles
changed.
never changed.
That's why that 7 gamer that they went with Boston, it was a stressful series for both of them because it was chess move, chess move, chess move, chess
Mhm.
move, back and forth. Both coaches, Udoka, Coach Bud, back and forth, chess move. Guess where they come from?
It's all that same tree. It's all that same tree in Southwest Texas, man. It's
Guess
all
where they
that
come
same
from?
tree.
You want to go back? You want to take it a round or two,
They
2 rounds
hurt you.
later?
They hurt you more mentally than physically. Once the
You want
head
to
fall, once the head gone, the
yeah.
body's gonna follow.
You want to take it 2 rounds later to the finals. Where those dudes come from?
Same thing.
Same
That
tree.
same tree. It's that same tree.
And the only other tree that you had that was on that level of being competitive with them, they was in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. That's Miami.
That's Miami.
And they got a similar formula, but they go about it in a different manner.
Right.
But these are formulas that we have seen be successful in this league.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout this decade and just over time, So this shit is fun to study, man.
It's fun, man. It gets it's so much into detail that goes on into this. It's ridiculous. That's why I mean, like, you can't be wrong if you properly assess everything that you're supposed to assess.
Hey,
But you can be wrong when you just think out the blue and just think with your emotions and just blab out
and
certain things.
there is your difference
Yes. So yeah.
in what we do versus a lot of other cats. I'm gonna steal one from my man Arn Anderson. I don't mean to toot our own horn, but two. Because I know you probably had this too. Cats, you be talking hoops with cats, and they be like, I ain't think about it like that. They don't necessarily be combative, but they be like, man, I just didn't think about it from that standpoint. I'm like, this is what the conversation should be about, bro.
Right.
It ain't necessarily about you
Right
right,
or
I'm
wrong.
wrong. Nah. You can have some of those.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's all well, that kind of comes with the territory, but even within those, what you run into with a cat like me is that I'm not afraid to be wrong.
That's the thing.
I'm not afraid to miss because I'm gonna learn something from the miss.
Mm-hmm.
And me and MJ talk about it all the time. A lot of this stuff really ain't just black and white definitive.
No.
It can change on a dime. You
It
know
can
what I'm
change
saying?
at any moment. It can change at any moment.
It truly is a science to it. It's just like science. It evolves.
It's so many theories in basketball today. It's with these theories in basketball, I have to see them more than 10 times to be like, we're closing into a fact. We're closing into a fact at this point. We ain't gonna spend too much time, but we got about 10 more minutes left. But like I'm saying, we closing in, we get it close to a fact. Like, let's touch on college basketball a moment. We always say, whoever had the best guard play in college basketball usually wins the championship.
Right.
That has happened basically 10 times in a row. Since you on here, Ham, name the last 10 national champions.
Well, where we at now? 20.
We on 2022. So last year,
22 was Kansas. We had who won
Baylor.
21? Baylor 21. We didn't have a tournament in 20.
Leave it out. But I think that was gonna be Kentucky because
I do too.
we had some dogs.
Y'all had some dogs. That was Tyrese Maxey and
that's Maxey
quickly
and the other cat.
Right.
Yeah.
And then 19, all the Tony Bennett's guards got drafted. Ty Jerome
Virginia.
Right, Virginia and them cats.
Then you had Hunter, which was your perimeter guy.
Kyle Guy, that's what I'm saying. All them, that's it. That's the Virginia crew. And then they were veteran guys. Kyle Guy was a junior, Ty Jerome was a junior. You know what I'm saying? They were older kids. That's
Mhm.
also the key to it. Ain't a whole lot of these babies that's winning it. 18, Jalen Brunson.
Villanova.
You know what I'm saying? A veteran squad that had a red shirt freshman who were played older than what they were.
Mhm.
17, North Carolina, veteran squad. Marcus Page, not Marcus Page, but what's homie name that came after Marcus Page?
I know you're talking about. God, what's the Bryce Kid Cat? That joker made me mad in Memphis.
That was Marcus Page.
That was Page,
I think that was Page.
or that was I'm finna think. I get it going. I get it going, but keep going.
Villanova the year before that. That was Jalen Brunson and Ryan Archie Degano and Chris Jenkins and all them.
Yeah.
14, that's Shabazz and Ryan Boatwright.
Connecticut.
13, Louisville, Peyton Seaver, Rush Smith.
Rush.
Luke Hancock that was hitting all the threes that night. 2012, y'all. And then y'all had the best. Y'all big man was probably the best fucking guard in America.
Yeah. But I mean, we had what's my guy name? We had Lamb. We had Lamb.
Lamb, Marcus Teague, right? You had
Teague. We had good guards. So
I had already went 10, but then if I want to keep
10.
going, Connecticut, Duke, Carolina.
Okay, so when we say this, and we always say, if your guards can limit their turnovers, they don't have turnovers, they make shots when it's time to make shots, and they make free throws, they usually gonna win. Okay. That happened about 10 years in a row. So that is forming up to a fact. And that's what we have all just come to realize. Like, usually we like, who scores the most points? Yeah, basketball is all about whoever scores the most points win. Right. But it's calculated moves and strategic ways in how it works. And it starts with the people who have the ball in their hand the most. That's gonna be your guards.
Well, I mean, if you want to just kick it really historically, what great big man was on a team with mediocre guards that won?
Ain't now.
That's all I got to say on that one.
Ain't now. You want to talk about Georgetown? Okay, Patrick Ewing was dominant, but Reggie Williams? We ain't gonna talk about him.
Eric Sleepy Floyd.
We ain't gonna talk about him.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you want to go to North Carolina with it? You want to go to 83? You got a freshman by the name of Michael Jordan, and all the rest of them. Yeah, you had James Worthy and Sam Perkins, but them guards, they knew how to take over. They did what they supposed to do. Boy, it's so many. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm looking down 2004 Connecticut team. That's Ben Gordon, right?
And they had like 12. Yeah, they got 12 dudes. They got drafted.
All them folks went to the draft.
Right. Yeah, like 10, 12 dudes get drafted out their team.
I mean, if you want to talk Syracuse, okay, McLemore, your perimeter guy, Melo, tournament MVP, freshman.
And then you had a dog named Billy Eaton playing the two for them.
Right.
Just a baller like that. You
right.
know what I'm saying? He just couldn't stay out of trouble.
I mean, you could take it. I mean, you could take it back. Hey, I hate to go this route, that 96, 97, 98. 96 was Kentucky.
Yeah. Arizona 97.
97. You got a 17-year-old kid whooped up on a 22-year-old tail. I mean, and then that redeemed himself with 98 with my guy Wayne Turner. Wayne Turner basically did one of the best jobs that anybody could do defensively on basically one of your tournament MVPs, which was Andre, what's my guy name from Stanford? Utah.
Andre Miller.
Andre Miller. Wayne Turner and Shepard.
Which Utah got to the championship.
Utah
game
got to the
because they
championship because nobody
had
could
Andre
not
Miller.
stop. Nobody could not stop Andre Miller.
They had Andre Miller. So.
Nobody could stop him. Nobody can stop him. I mean, 2000. I hate 2000, but you gotta give him credit. You gotta give him credit.
I had to do the dance that he hit him
Mateen, Clee, Bell, Mo Pete.
Yeah,
they were special.
Cool.
The Flintstones, man. They were special.
I got to rip one for my guys too, Trail.
What's
Carlos
that?
Boozer breaks his foot. Chris Duhart is
Yo!
the starting lineup. They win the next 10 and they win a national championship.
They win national championship. That's 01. That's 01.
I mean, we can go back with it, and it's the same thing.
So us talking about all the dominant stuff that happens, when it boils down to it, it's a method to the madness. And we're going to agree upon it because we don't agree upon it because one person say, yeah, I agree. And this person say, yeah, I agree. We agree upon it because the simple fact, we got the facts to back everything up.
We got the facts in the film.
You can't beat that. You can't disagree with that. If it happens in your face, if it happens in your face,
either one of them.
Exactly.
We'll lean on either one just to show what it is. And I had to tell some kids sometimes, we tell them, come to the lab, come watch this film with us. It's not a flex.
Hey, y'all, it's a difference between your girl cheating on you and somebody telling you, and your girl cheating on you, and you got it right there in your face.
You got hard line evidence.
So, on that note, man, we're gonna leave it as that. We're gonna come with a lot more content. It's that time of the year. We're gonna be on here. Subscribe to 94 Feet of Life
on YouTube. Also on Fridays, I'm gonna start probably posting these on the YouTube too. I be on 98.5 FM here in Memphis doing my radio site with my guy Johnny Radio. We're gonna get John on the show one time too. John said he want to come kick it with us. I'm like, come on.
We got him. We just
gonna find the right time for him, you know what I'm saying? Because he be big. John be too busy betting on FanDuel and shit like that.
He need to give me some tips so I can put a little money on there. But
but shout out to my guy Johnny Radio. We gonna do that. We're gonna link that up. I'm gonna plug up a few other cats while I'm here. I got linked up with a lot of Memphis media cats. You know what I'm saying? My guy Anthony Sane, Jason Smith from 92.9 FM. A lot of these dudes just around the city that write for the creators and whatnot. Shout out to all them dudes. Them dudes support them. They check out our stuff too. You know what I'm saying? So
appreciate that.
Plug they stuff. Sane them got a new podcast. I've been posting that, John. I'm trying to get some of that stuff on YouTube because they're on a whole nother app.
Right.
I don't know if our views for the 22 guys are rolling tomorrow night because it's just Carolina and Atlanta, but it's also first place in the NFC South again. So, and we ain't got no NBA TNT game tomorrow. So, oddly enough, I checked the schedule. We got NBA TV, but not TNT.
Right.
So that college hoops, we back in effect, man.
We back in effect, man. See more of us again. Like, share, and subscribe. 94 Feet of Life, man. It's your boy Trav, my guy Jay Ham, live in the kitchen. Holler back.